Suharto, Indonesia's longest-serving president, was a man of paradoxes. A military leader who rose from humble beginnings, he built a nation from the ashes of chaos. Yet, beneath the facade of progress, his iron-fisted rule left a trail of bloodshed, corruption, and betrayal. For 31 years, he held the fate of an entire nation in his grip, shaping Indonesia's destiny in ways that still echo today. But how did this man, once an obscure soldier, come to wield such power? And what led to his dramatic and controversial downfall? Born in 1921 in a small Javanese village, Suharto's early life was marked by modesty and hardship. Raised by foster families after his parents' divorce, he climbed the ranks of the Indonesian army during World War II. By the 1960s, he was a major general, one step away from ultimate power. Then came the turning point, September 30th, 1965. A failed coup attempt rocked Indonesia. In a swift and brutal move, Suharto crushed the uprising and launched an anti-communist purge that left hundreds of thousands dead. By 1967, he had sidelined Indonesia's founding president, Sukarno, and by 1968, he was officially Indonesia's #1 man, at just 47 years old. Under Suharto's new order, Indonesia experienced rapid economic growth, industrialization, and modernization. Roads, schools, and industries flourished. Poverty declined, literacy rates soared, and healthcare access expanded. His leadership earned him the title, Father of Development. The West backed him as a key Cold War ally due to his anti-communist stance. But behind the economic success was a darker reality: military rule, censorship, and human rights abuses. In 1975, Suharto ordered the invasion of East Timor, leading to a brutal 24-year occupation and the deaths of over 200,000 people. Meanwhile, corruption was spiraling out of control. Suharto and his inner circle siphoned billions from the state. Transparency International estimates he embezzled up to $35 billion, almost half of Indonesia's GDP at the time, making him one of the most corrupt leaders in history. By the 1990s, cracks in Suharto's empire were showing. His regime became more authoritarian, and corruption was out of control. A strong rupiah and high interest rates had fueled a massive economic bubble. When the 1997 Asian financial crisis hit, Indonesia collapsed into recession. Protests erupted nationwide. The people had had enough. After weeks of unrest, Suharto was forced to resign in May 1998, ending his 31-year rule. Despite overwhelming evidence of corruption, Suharto was never prosecuted, with doctors citing ill health. He died in 2008 with a state funeral, leaving behind a deeply divided legacy. Even after his fall, his family's corruption thrived. His youngest and favorite son, Tommy Suharto, became a symbol of unchecked power and greed. In the 1990s, his company, PT Timor Putra Nasional, took massive loans from state banks, loans that were never repaid. When the financial crisis devastated Indonesia, the Suharto family remained wealthy, while millions of Indonesians suffered. Even decades later, authorities are still recovering stolen assets. In 2021, the Indonesian government seized 124 hectares of Tommy Suharto's land to recover $180 million in unpaid debt. But Tommy's crimes didn't stop at financial fraud. In 2002, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for hiring hitmen to assassinate a Supreme Court justice who had convicted him of corruption. Yet, he was released in less than 4 years. In 2018, the Indonesian government seized a 14-story office building owned by the Suharto family after it was revealed that a foundation created by the former dictator had misused $306 million in scholarship funds. Even in death, Suharto's legacy remains a story of power, wealth, and betrayal. What do you think? Was Suharto's rule a necessary evil, or did he do more harm than good? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to Kings of Corruption for more deep dives into history's most corrupt leaders.